Till now you have worked with how to insert the data, how to read the data from the table and all the basic queries. Now let's proceed with some more queries. So if I just go back to the PDF, I'll just show you one more query here. If you just have a look at this. So you know how to select star from table, right? We also already know that star indicates everything. So when you want to see everything in your data, all the columns and all the rows, you will be using this particular star, right? But what if I want to select a specific column? I want to see only the employee ID and maybe employee name, or employee ID, name and salary. That's it. I don't want to see all the columns. In that case, you can go with this query where you can simply say select, not star this time, but specific columns, column 1, column 2, specific column names from table name. Okay. Select specific column from table name. So in this way, what happens is you can actually select specific columns from the entire table. Okay. So let me show you how to do that. So let me write this query right now directly. So I'll just say, maybe I'll do it for employee data 2 itself. So instead of saying select star from employee data 2, I will say select. Maybe I want to see employee ID. So select employee ID, comma. So you can see your employee ID, comma, employee name, maybe, comma. Maybe I want to see the blood group. That's it. I just want to know the blood group of every employee. That's it. So I just want to see the 3 columns. That's it. Not more than that. So I can do like this. Select so and so columns from employee data. So now your query has been executed. But in order to see, you have to do fetch all, right? So let me do fetch all here. So you can simply say my cursor dot fetch all, and you will be getting. So you can see only 3 columns right now: employee ID, employee name, and the blood group. Let's assume I want to see only the employee name and the blood group. Then happily you can remove this and you can see only employee name and blood group. Like this, if you want to see specific columns, you can see the specific columns. Cool. Now what I will do is, before proceeding to the next query, I want to define one function, guys, to get the data whenever I want, simply without running these 2 codes multiple times, right? So I've defined this function already here. You can see here. I'm just saying that def show data. Okay. What show data function does is it will take 2 arguments. First argument is your table name. Second argument is your cursor. Okay. So by taking this particular 2 arguments, it will run this simple select query saying that cursor dot execute select star from so and so table name. So I'm not giving this table name now statically. I'm dynamically getting from the argument and I'm placing it here. So what I'm doing, this is the best way of doing. So instead of always calling execute and always calling fetch all, if you just call show data, it will be displaying the data to us. Of course, you can also modify this function to see only specific columns and also a lot of things. But I'm having a simple function right now where it will be just showing me the data whenever I want. That's it. Okay. So you can see here, whenever I execute this, and it will return all the results. Whenever I say fetch all, it will return all the results. That's it. So it's a simple function to get the data. So I already called the function here. You can see I'm just saying show data, and my table name is employee data, and I'm giving my cursor, that is my cursor, right? When I run this, you can see I'm getting the list of results, whatever I'm having. So it's a simple function, right? Instead of calling 2 commands always, it's a simple command. Okay, cool. Now let's proceed with some more advanced query. Not advanced, but like kind of an intermediate query, intermediate level query. That is where condition. Where. So where condition, guys, it is used a lot when you're working with SQL. What is where in general? So basically, guys, the name says where. So why we use where in general? We say where is that particular data, or where is that particular laptop, or where is this particular mobile phone. You will be using these kind of phrases, right? In the same way here also, where is that particular row. So where is used for specifying some conditions in SQL. Okay, if I want to specify, if I want to give any conditions, means generally you already seen how to get a specific column, right? How to get a specific column already. Now I want to get a specific row. You can get that by using your where condition. Okay, so let's see how do we filter your rows using your where condition. So basically it uses for filtering purpose. Okay, the syntax is something like this. Okay, you can say like this: select star or columns. You can select some specific columns, or you can put star here from table name See, these are the up to here, you know the query. Up to here, you already done the query. But after this, you have where condition. So where you have to give the condition, and you know how to give the conditional statements, right? Already in your Python, you know how to give conditions. Exactly same way you can give the conditions here. You can give one conditions or multiple conditions like this. So first, let us start with simple conditions. So select so and so columns or star from table name where so and so condition. So let's start with this first. For example, let's assume in this particular data, I want to get a specific employee. Maybe I want to get Ramu information or Ajay's information, employee 20 or employee 30 information. So what you can do is you can simply say my cursor dot execute select star from employee data where employee ID is equal to, I'm just taking employee ID. So I'm saying that this particular column equal to which employee. Maybe I want to say employee 20. Okay, employee 20. I want to see Ajay's information. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get specific employees information here, not all the employees. So I'm saying where employee is equal to 20. So now you can simply say fetch all, and you can see you got only Ajay's information. That's it. No other information present in this, only Ajay's information present. Okay. Now, for example, I want, let's assume I want all the employees who are earning more than uh, 30,000, let's assume. Okay. Let's assume I want to get all the employees who are earning more than 30,000. Then what we can do? We can simply say exactly same condition we can take. We can simply say my cursor dot execute. Now, as we are working with salary, as we want the salary, you can simply say employee salary is equal to, or as I want employees more than 30,000, we can say employee salary is more than 30,000. So I'm saying where employee salary is more than 30,000. So when I say select star, you know that you will be getting everything. And now I'll say my cursor dot fetch all, right? My cursor dot fetch all. So now it will be returning us all the employees. So you can see these are the employees who actually are earning more than 30,000 salary, right? Now let's assume I want only the employee ID and employee name of the people who are earning more than 30,000. Then what I can do, instead of star, you can put EMP ID, EMP ID, EMP name. So if you put like this, what happens is you'll be getting only the employee ID and employee name of the people of the employees who are actually earning more than 30,000. Okay. Now let's assume I want to add two or more conditions. So you can do that in SQL. Like how do we do in Python? We can add two or more conditions by using and or operator, right? Exactly in SQL also, you can use either and or operator like this, and you can actually add multiple conditions in this way. So let's see how to implement this. It's very simple. Let me take the same example. Let's assume I want um, employee ID, employees who are actually earning more than 30,000 and actually you are married. Okay, who are earning more than 30,000 and married. So what I can do is, again, I can take this particular data, and what I can do is I can simply say where employee salary is more than 30,000 and and you can have a small lowercase also, because I told you I already told you, right? Keywords can be any case. There is it's not case sensitive. Keywords are not case sensitive. Okay, so we can say and I want to go for marriage status right now. So I'll just say marriage status equal to true. Okay, so I want the employees whose marriage status is equal to true, or you can put one also. Either way, both will work. So true in the sense one in general. So you can see only there is only one employee, that is Suresh, who actually married and his salary is more than 30,000, right? Okay, so like this. And also you can put or condition. Maybe I want let's assume I'm there's a requirement of blood group of either A positive or O positive, right? So you can do like this. I want employees who are having blood group of either A positive or O positive. So you can simply say where you can take the blood group right now, employee blood group. So employee blood group either equal to double equal to or single equal to, you can use single equal to O positive or O. or you can say A positive, right? Here you can put or in this and say A positive. And of course, it's a blood group. So I'm saying employee where employee blood group is either O positive or A positive. So you can see these are the employees who are having either O positive or the A positive blood group, right? So in this way, you can actually filter the data and make your queries. Okay. Now let's see another query here, another keyword, that is order by. Order by. So what is meant by order by? So what if, for example, I want to arrange your data in the form of ascending or descending order whenever I'm getting the data, whenever I'm fetching the data, I want to arrange in ascending or descending order. Then you can use order by. Okay. So as the name says, the syntax is something like this. Okay. For order by, the syntax is something like this. So select star or column, whatever, from table name, order by specific columns, means by which column you want to order. Because for example, I want to order by age, then I'll be getting the employees from age with their respective age, or I want to order by salary. So how do you want to order by? Which column you want to order by, that particular column. And here you have two options, either ascending or descending. This is nothing but either ASC stands for ascending, DESC stands for descending. So how do you want to order by? It's your wish. Okay. So now let us see maybe top 10 employees or top 5 employees in terms of their earning, something like that. Okay. Top 2 employees in terms of their earning, maybe something like that. So what I can do is I can simply say select start from employee data, order by employee salary. I'm ordering by employee salary, and you can see here the moment I mention DESC, it indicates descending order. If I mention ASC, it indicates ascending order. Actually, by default, it's ascending order. Okay. So now I'll run this and I'll run this. You can see I got the employees in ascending order. So you got first Ramesh, then Rahul, then Ramu, then Ajay, Suresh, Rajesh, and then last Abhishek. For example, if I remove this ASC also by chance, you'll be getting the same result because it is by default in ascending order. Now, if I want in descending order, you can simply say DESC. So if I say DESC, you'll be getting exactly in opposite descending order. So it will be helping us to order by whichever you want. Okay. Now, as I said already, I want top 2 employees in terms of their earning. Okay, top 2 employees. But I'm getting all the employees. I know these are the top 2 employees, but ultimately I want to get through our SQL, right? I want to get only 2 rows. So in that case, you can use something called as top. Select top. In SQL, in MySQL, it is limit. Okay, it is limit. So how do you use limit? Generally means you can say like this. So let me write it here. So you can simply say select star from employee data, order by employee's salary. The query is as it is, but I want to limit by some number, right? I want to limit by some number. So I'll just say limit 2. So I'm getting now the query has been executed. Now let me say fetch all. So you can see I'm getting top 2 employees. So I should say limit space 2 here. After your order by, you should say limit space 2. So when I say limit, what is meant by limit? So I want this many number of rows. Limit, as a name says, limit by top. I mean, it goes with always start with from top. Okay. So limit by so and so. I want to limit by 2 or 3 or 4. So if I mention 2, I'll be getting top 2. Or for example, I want top 4. I can mention limit as 4. I'll be getting 4 rows. Only 4 top 4 rows. So in this way, I can use limit and get top n rows. Okay. So you can put limit n here. It can be any number. Okay. Cool. Apart from order by, you also have some inbuilt functions in SQL, guys, in order to do some statistical analysis also. For example, if I want, you can just observe here, I want total sum of salary I'm paying for the customers, for the employees. For example, let's assume I'm a company management and I want to find out total salary which we are paying for the employees. So what you can do is you can simply say select sum of employee salary and count. Count is your wish. I mean, as I want only the sum, you can simply say sum of employee salary from employee data. So sum is an inbuilt function. So apart from sum, you will be having lots of inbuilt function. I'll show you that. But sum is one of the inbuilt function where you can actually do the sum of all the employee salary. So when I run this and run this, you can see This is the total amount of salary actually when you are paying to the employees. Okay, total amount of salary. I want to get the average salary, for example. Let's assume I want to get the average salary. So what you can put is you can put average as your function, AVG. Okay, AVG function. So AVG function will be helping us to find out the average salary of the employees. Okay, so like this, you can use some statistical functions. I want to see both average and sum at a single go. So what you can do, you can just copy this, paste it here. You can just say like this, sum of salary comma average of salary. Okay, so select sum of employee salary or average of employee salary from employee data. So you can see here I'm getting this becomes your sum and this becomes your average. So like this guys, what is the main advantage here is you can also implement various statistical functions using SQL, and SQL is very famous for statistical analysis and querying these kind of things. Okay, so like this. And if I want count of employees, for example, count of employees, so then what I can do, I can simply say count of maybe employee ID we can choose, because employee ID is a primary key, right? That's a good thing. Then you can simply say fetch all, you will be getting the result, right? 7. So we have right now 7 employees in our database. Okay, so in this you can run some statistical functions and get the results, something like this. Okay, next. So before going to the next query, let's see. Yeah, so we also have something called as distinct. I'll be giving this as a task to you. Nothing but unique data. Let's assume you're having some duplicates in your data. Okay, by any chance, not employee ID, but any other column. Right now, duplicates. We don't have any chance of duplicates in employee ID if you are working with constraints. But by any chance, if you have any other duplicates in other column, okay, and if I want distinct values, that is unique values, you can use this particular keyword called as distinct. So this particular query I'll be giving as a task. You can explore this and see how to implement this by using your own questions. Okay, now let's proceed with the next advanced query. So we are done with the basic uh, like filtering and all those things. Now let's go to the next query, that is updating the data. So already we learned about create and read, right? In the CRUD operation, as we are discussing about CRUD operations, we are done with create and read. Now you have to do update and delete. So let's do that, right? Let's start with next. Our next query is about update. So what if let's assume this is my data right now. Okay, I'll just say show data right now. Just want to show the data of employee ID. Okay, now let's assume employee ID 20, that is Ajay, got a hike. Okay, got a salary increment, and I want to update that information in my database. Okay, I want to update a specific row. So how do I do that? So you can use the update query in SQL. Okay, if you want to update a specific row. So how do I do that? Very simple. The syntax is simple. Let's start with the syntax first. The syntax is very simple. You can simply say update. Update is a keyword. Table name, of course, table name is important. See, understand the keywords here. Whichever is in blue color is a keyword. Okay, so update table name. Set is a keyword again. Set which column you want to update. You want to update salary or employee ID or employee name or a blood group, what you want to update, or marriage status. So that particular column, comma, what is the value you want to update? That is one thing. And where do you want to update? Which condition, means to which employee you want to update. So update so and so table name, whichever table name, set, update the new values of specific rows. So you know, right, where condition will be helping us to filter the rows, and you can actually select particular rows. So by using this particular where condition, you can actually update your data like this. Okay, so let's see how do we do that right now. Now let's assume, as I said already, I want to update Ajay's salary from maybe 40,000 to 70,000. Let's assume. So what I'm doing here is I can simply say my cursor dot execute as usual. Update is a keyword. Employee data is my table name. Set is again a keyword. So update employee ID. Set employee salary, because I want to update, as I told you already, that I want to update the employee salary. Yes. So employee salary is equal to 70,000, where employee ID is equal to 20. So to which to which row you want to update? Because I want to update a specific row, right? Where especially Ajay's salary. So I'm just saying where employee ID. So we know that Ajay's employee ID is 20. So employee ID is equal to 20. So in that way, what happens is you can clearly see that Ajay's row has been updated. The same way, let's assume now Rahul is married right now. I want to update the marriage status of Rahul. So what I can do, very simple. Exactly same, copy the same query, put it down and just say update employee data set. Now I'm working with some column called as marriage status, right? Marriage status. So I'm just taking that particular column name. Yeah. So I should set marriage status equal to true right now. Right now Rahul's is false. You can see here, right? So I'll just set to true, right? Where employee ID is equal to so and so 50. And let's assume at the same time Rahul also got increment. So I want to do it for the same at a single go. Okay. So what I can do is I can simply say employee salary is equal to maybe 50,000. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting the marriage status as true and also salary is 50,000, both at a single go. Okay. And where employee ID is 50. Whose employee ID 50? That is Rahul. Okay. So now let me run this query and now again show the data and see what has been updated. So you can see here Rahul's information has been updated. You can see salary has been updated and also the marriage status has been updated. So in this way, by using the update keyword, you can actually update the data in your table, okay, in a single go. Next, let's assume I want to delete a specific row. Let's assume some employee has resigned your company and you want to delete that particular record from your table. So how do you delete that? So simple. So you can use same delete query here. You can use delete here. So what you can do is you can simply say delete from. So delete is your keyword. From is your keyword. Okay. Like how do we have set as a keyword here for updating to set the data? In the same way, from is a keyword. Like how do we have select star from? Like the same way, delete from table name, where which row you want to delete. You have to mention the condition. So as I told you already, guys, employee ID is the one of the most important column in our table right now, because I told you, right, whatever you are doing further operations you'll be doing with employee ID. See, when I want to update the data, I'm using employee ID. In the same way, when I'm deleting the data also, I'll be using employee ID. So in the same way, for every column in general, for every table, for every data set, you'll be having a specific column which is very, very important, which should be unique, which will be helping us to do all these operations. And we call that particular column as primary key, obviously. Okay, so cool. Now let's see how to delete a data from the table. Let's assume maybe Rajesh has resigned from our company. Okay, and I want to remove the Rajesh record from my database. So what I can do? Very simple. We can simply say delete from employee ID where employee data, where employee ID is equal to maybe, okay, here Rajesh and Suresh are having same employee ID, so better not to go with. Maybe I'll put 20. Maybe Ajay has resigned. So employee ID is 20. So what happened here? Ajay data will be removed from our data set. Okay. So delete from employee data where employee ID is equal to 20. Okay. So then what I can do, I can simply say this one. Now let's assume I want to, in this particular data, I want to remove only Raj's information, not Suresh information. Then what I can do? It's very simple. You have to mention two conditions. You should say where employee ID is equal to 60, where employee ID is equal to 60, and employee name, right? Employee name. So what I'm saying, I'm giving two conditions because why? In the last video, already we have seen how exactly this two conditions, I mean two employee IDs were actually same, right? It was allowing us. Of course, we have also solved this particular problem, but still, in order to do our task right now, let's do in this way. So employee name equal to Rajesh in single quote, okay? Because it's a string. So in this way, what happens is you are actually removing specific row, not both the rows, not Rajesh and Suresh, okay? Now let me show the data right now. Cool. You have right now the both only Rajesh information was removed, not Suresh information. Whereas if you put only employee ID 60, both the information would be getting removed, getting deleted. Okay. So in this way, you have seen how to delete the data also from the table. Now let's proceed with next query. That is, of course, we have learned about what is average, sum, count. Already we have learned about this particular statistical analysis. Now let's proceed with deleting the database. Okay. For example, if I want to delete the entire database. Okay, before deleting the database, let's start with only table only, just dropping the table, dropping some information from the table. Already you know how to remove some rows from the table, right? How to remove the rows from the table. Now let's see how to remove the column from the table. So if we want to drop column from the table, you can use this. So drop column, okay? So you can use alter table. You can use drop column from the table. You can use alter table. Alter is a command, guys. So we'll be having two kind of keywords. One is alter and other one is drop. Okay. So remember that alter will be using for table and drop will be using for entire database or entire table. So when I say alter, you are altering the schema of the table, not the entire table. Okay. You are altering the schema of the table. Means let's assume you're having 4 columns right now. I want to make it 3 by dropping one column. So you're altering the table. You're altering the table. You're not dropping the table. You're not dropping a specific thing. You're actually altering the table. So I'm saying alter table. So when you want to delete some column from the table, you can simply say alter table, table name, drop column in the alter. See here I can either add column or drop column. So drop column right now, column name, which column name you want to drop. So alter table, table name, drop is a keyword, which column name. Okay, so you can use here alter table, table name, employee data is your table name, drop column, which column I want to drop. Maybe I want to drop employee blood group. So you can see I'm just putting this for understanding sake. I'm taking this particular column, employee blood group. Okay. So I'm dropping this particular column. So here I'm altering the table. So I'm actually manipulating the schema a bit. Okay. I'm actually modifying the columns. Okay. So alter table, employee data, drop column, employee blood group. Okay. So in this way, what happens? You can see here, you can see there is no employee blood group right now. You have only other columns. Okay. So in this way, you can drop a specific column. Now let's assume I want to add a new column into my existing table. Let's assume I want to include something called as mobile number. So how can you do that? Very simple. You can simply say again alter table. You again see, whenever you are trying to alter your table, you are using alter table command. Alter table means what? You are trying to modify the schema of your table. So by using alter table commands, you can actually modify the schema, you can actually modify the columns and all those things from your table. Okay. So you can simply say alter table, table name again. So up to here, these both commands are exactly same. But when you're dropping, you're saying drop column. When you're adding, you're saying add column name and data type. Here you don't have a keyword called as column. So just remember this particular syntax. Just understand this particular syntax here. Here I'm saying drop column. Column is a keyword, but here there is no keyword called as column. Just add. That's it. Only add column name, comma data type. You know, right? Whenever you are adding a column, whenever you are creating a table, you start with giving a column and the respective data type, and also you can give a constraint. Right? We learned how to give a constraint also. So exactly same way, when you are adding the column also, when you are creating the column, adding a new column also in the existing database or existing table, you can do like that data type. After this, you can give constraint also. Add column so and so data type and give the constraint. Okay. So alter table, table name, add so and so. Let's see now how to do that. So you can see here, I'm doing that right now. My cursor.execute, alter table, employee data, add mobile number, integer, and I'm saying it should not be null. See, first I'll try without constraint, guys, and see and show you what happens right now when you're inserting a new column. I'm showing without constraint right now. So I'm saying alter table, employee data, add mobile integer. It is your data type. Now I'll run this and show databases. Now you can see, as you said, as you're adding a new column and that particular column doesn't have any information, you can see I'm getting all the nulls. Of course, if I want to update, you can update using your update query. Already you know how to update the data, how to update specific row. So in this way, you can see here, I'm getting all the nuns here because right now I don't have information of this particular employee's mobile number. Of course, you want to update, you can update later on. But what if I add in a constraint called as not null? What happens? So let's see that. But before that, let me drop the mobile right now. Let me drop the column called as mobile. Let us add with not null constraint. Okay. So you know how to drop, right? You can simply say alter table, employee data, drop column, mobile, drop column mobile. So I'm dropping this column again. Now you can see the data, there is no mobile right now. You can see there is no mobile column. Now I'll add the column with constraint and see what happens. Okay. When I say constraint, I can simply say not null, or you can use any constraint. Already I given the list of constraints, right? Generally you can use. So you can use any constraint right now. So I'm using not null constraint. You know, right? Not null constraint, what it does? It will ensure that the column cannot have a null values, right? Cannot have a null values. So it will ensure that it should not have null values. So let's see what happens here when I add like this. So it has executed. And if I just show the data, what happens? It will add default values because we know that integer default value is 0. So when you put not null, it will put all the mobile numbers as 0 because the default value of employee generally for mobile numbers is actually 0. So in this way, you can actually use any kind of constraints to actually alter your column and add your column into your database, into a table. Okay, cool. So in this way, you learned about how to alter a table, either add a column of a specific data type and give a constraint, or alter a table and drop a specific column. Then in the same way, if you want to drop a specific table, I don't want to have a table, I want to drop a specific table. So you can use drop table and table name. That's it. It will drop the entire table from the database. Okay. For example, let us see how to drop the entire table name. Okay. Called as employee data 2. Okay. So I'll just show you drop table. Right. So let me run the query here. You can simply say my cursor.execute. My cursor.execute, and here I can simply say alter table. Sorry, you can simply say drop table, and let's assume I want to drop employee data 2. Okay, employee data underscore 2. So before dropping the table, let me show the list of tables present in my database. Right? How to see the list of tables? You can simply say my cursor.execute, and here what you can do is you can simply say show tables. Right? Show tables. So I already told you this is a command to show the list of tables, and my cursor.fetch all. So you know, right, fetch all is used for listing the data, showing the data right now. So fetch all, and yes, cool. So I'm having two tables right now. One is employee data and second one is employee data 2. Now I want to drop this. I'm just dropping this. Now what happens is if I say show tables and do fetch all, you can see I'm having only one table. So I've dropped the table right now. So it is very simple. You can just use drop table employee data 2 and you can drop the table from the database. For example, I want to drop the entire database, entire DB, my DB from the database management system. So you can simply say drop database name. That's it. Drop database name. Simple. So you can simply say my cursor dot execute drop database my DB. That's it. My cursor dot execute drop database my DB. So you're dropping the entire database in a single go. So you can run this. So you have successfully dropped the database also. And when I say show databases, you can see there is no my DB present in this particular list. So you have successfully dropped the database from the list. Okay. So these are the queries, guys. These are the list of queries. Of course, there are a lot of queries apart from this. There are a lot of advanced query apart from this. But here we are going with some basic and some intermediate level queries for doing some basic crude operations using databases. But if you want to perform further operations, if I want to do further operations using your databases, I would recommend a very good website that is called as w3schools.com. Okay. So you can just go to w3schools.com and just search for SQL here. Here you'll be having lots and lots of queries. So in this, we have learned about very few queries. I mean, where, and, or, order by, insert into null values and all those things. But if you want to go with advanced, like you can use this wildcards in like the same query where we want to have both employee ID, like I want to have A positive and O positive blood group. You can use in keyword simply. You can simply say in O positive, comma A positive. If you remember, we have used same in keyword in Python, right? The same in keyword, you can use it here. So like this, and you can also have something called as subqueries. Like this, you can have subqueries like this, two queries in a single go. You can try this. So there are a lot of advanced queries you can actually explore. Here also you have something called as group by, which you can explore, to group by the data, union, self, joins. You have something called as joins, and some advanced statements like having, exist. So just explore these queries, some advanced queries. It will be helpful for you to be perfect in SQL. Of course, in our course right now, we have learned about, mainly we have done crude operations. So what we have done here, crude operations. So what are the crude operations? So obviously, create, delete. So these operations we have successfully completed in our with our Python and with our database. Now you can explore the other queries later on, and refer this, and exactly same way like how you are doing right, how you are doing right now. See, I guess now if I just show the syntax to you, easily you can understand how to write a query and how to do it for your stuff, right? Exactly same thing. So I'm not going to every query right now. You can just have a look and look into this, look at the syntaxes right now, look at the keywords. Here also the keywords are present in the form of blue color, so it will be helpful for you to distinguish between what is a keyword and what is a keyword, not a keyword. So just have a look at the queries, just try by yourself using your Python, and implement these things. Okay. Thank you guys.